Hi, this is Kitten from the Kitten and the Goat in Kendal. This little technique is part of our monthly series. Every month we send an email with a free pattern. There's a video to go with that, and there's a little technique to help you get a bit more out of your pattern. So as we made a pussycat last week, what I thought I would do is show you an alternative way to make a tail. Now I've used it to make a tail, but it's called an I-cord, and what it makes is a long fine tube, really a circular tube of knitting that you can use for drawstrings, bag handles, that kind of thing. So let me show you, it's easy.
Down a little alley in the heart of Kendal town is a tiny independent yarn shop. Welcome to the wonderful world of the kitten and the goat.
So I thought I'd show you how to make an I-cord. You can have an alternative tail for our pussycat that we've been working on this week. It also can make bag handles. You can make flower shapes out of it. The Christmas trees you see that are sort of bent over on themselves, that's an I-cord. It's just a hollow tube of knitting, really. So I've cast on 5. This is double knitting 4mm needles. And normally I've knit to the end of the row. Normally you would turn and continue. Well, when you make an I-cord, you don't. What you do is you peer short-sightedly over the top of this gadget that's filming it, and you put everything straight back onto the left-hand needle, just like that, and you're going to knit it. Now, I know the yarn's in the wrong place. Yep, it is. The yarn's in the wrong place. It is. It's in the wrong place, but you just knit along there like that, and you go knit, knit, knit. And when you get to the end of the row, you work the last stitch and you put them back on to that. It is tricky for the first few rows till you get a pattern established, like anything. See, your yarn's right over here, but you're working these stitches. And what it does is it pulls that bit of yarn, pulls it round. Once you get a few rows, it will pull it round into a circle. It's normally worked with only a few stitches. Doesn't matter. Use the appropriate size needle for the yarn. That's not important at all. The process is exactly the same. It does exactly the same thing. I've made huge, great big ones for tote bag handles. Looks very attractive. Cute little tails. There we go. Back again. And you just keep knitting and transferring. Just go as long as you like, really. It's a bit like, I suppose, the thing I can compare it to is French knitting, where you put things through the loop and you end up with that big long cord. I've seen some amazing things done with French knitting. Look, you see how it's starting to pull it round? That will pull it round there. It will do it by itself. You don't have to do anything once it gets going. Yeah, I've seen some amazing things done with French knitting. I've seen handbags where it's been wound round into shapes, teddy bears where it's been wound round to create the arms and the legs and the body. You just have to have the patience to sit and do it, really. I never had the patience with French knitting. It always took too long for me. And that's it, literally. we just keep going and we keep nattering. Do let me know, won't you, if there's anything that you particularly would like me to cover in these technique videos. I've been asked to go into moss stitch in detail by a customer. That will be the next one on the list. These little single item ones don't take me very long. But if there's something in particular you're struggling with, then just let me know and we'll work out how to do it. Just knitting, please. At the moment I've got enough to cope with knitting. There you go, you see, look, you can't see it now. There you go. It's just a tube of knitting. I can crochet. I can crochet enough to get people out of trouble. Most people are one or the other. A lot of people that don't do either think it's the same thing. It's a very, very different skill. Most people are more adept at one than the other. I can do anything with a pair of knitting needles. Give me, anything with knitting needles, no problem. Cast on, instantly change what I'm going to do on the pattern. I'm an absolute sod for that. Crochet I do struggle with. Makes quite an interesting technique. Pattern's a bit different, but it's not something I turn to. So, there's your I cord, really. Just keep going till you're sick of the world. There you are. And you wouldn't know. You really wouldn't know that join was there, would you? It's clever. I like to leave a long tail so you can sew it onto whatever it's going to be sewn onto. There you go. That's a little I cord. 4, 5 or 6 stitches is usual. 3 is an incredibly fiddly one to do, but it can be done. Makes a fine cord for the drawstring of babies' tops or something like that. Okay, so let me know what else you want to look at. Bye.